Struggling here.
You are. What is up, everybody? John is struggling over here to get the beer top off of our beer of the day. You got it, though?
I did. It only took 3 attempts.
All right, good. Glad you got that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Fantasy Tap. My name is Michael, and this is...
The one that struggles with opening his beer.
Yeah, that's his name now. It is John, in case you've never met him. Handsome fella. But welcome into Friday, September 24th episode. We have got a great episode for you today. We have Thursday night recap. Fins look good, baby. As Dolphins fans, I liked it.
It looked pretty good. They looked actually really good. It was crazy how good the defense looked.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And then we have obviously injuries and news for you guys. And then of course we are going to be pre-capping. Is that a word?
Previewing.
Previewing week 3. Who we think you should start, sit, maybe somebody you're on the edge about. We'll talk about it a little bit. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome in. Don't forget to go to our Instagram page or our Twitter page, and you could win this beautiful jersey.
It's actually signed by the person whose jersey it is.
Kenny Golladay, man. Ooh. So, go there, check our Instagram and Twitter out at the Fantasy Tap. You can see how to enter that. It's free. All you got to do is like the post and tag 2 friends. I mean, it's pretty simple. And you could have Kenny Golladay autographed jersey.
Just put your name in the drawing and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. So
send it off to your friends and spread the word.
And then, of course, before we get into our show, I just want to talk about the beer of the day. I haven't even taken a sip yet. But it's the Wizard. It's a whip beer by Barrel of Monks Brewing out of Pompano Beach, Florida.
Yeah, we decided to go with something that's a little fitting for tonight, and with Fitzmagic starting it up, so we went with the beard.
Yeah, the beard. We'll get to it in the review, but there's a little wizard on it with a beard. He did it. Fitzpatrick did it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our news and injury updates. First of all, Malcolm Brown upgraded to a full practice after his injury, so he's looking like he's going to be playing this week.
Yeah, that's kind of sad to see for Darrell Henderson, but we'll have to see how healthy he is going into Sunday. But Cam Akers was reported not at practice today as well, so even with a split backfield, good work for either of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Julian Edelman, he was limited in practice, so keep an eye on that over the weekend. We will update you guys noon on Sunday before 1 hour before kickoff. So anybody who's not playing, we will let you guys know. And we'll also be answering your start sit questions then on Instagram and Twitter. But we'll keep you up to date on these injuries. Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs didn't practice again, which is now one day is, okay, maybe a Veterans Day. 2 days, it's not good.
Yeah, not even showing up is kind of a little bit more scary than them just even participating in a limited fashion, unless they're just so great that they don't even need to be there for the week.
Well, I mean, and they are great.
They're very talented, but they do need to get their asses in practice and, show up. Otherwise, we don't know if we can play them or not.
Yeah.
We've got fantasy lineups to start. These players need to know that.
Yeah, exactly. So keep an eye out on that over the weekend. We'll keep you up to date on Twitter, and then of course 1 hour before kickoffs. AJ Brown, he's still sidelined with a knee injury. I don't think he's going to play. I am not a doctor. I know nothing about that medicine, but his practice or lack of practice this week, sitting last week, I think it's you're not gonna have him this week, in my opinion.
No, and even if he does play at this point, it's something that I'm gonna avoid starting just because he did miss last week as well as not practicing. Obviously, not working into a full workload and ready to go and fully healthy. So
fire up Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, he definitely emerged last week as a bigger target than he did previously, even though he is balling out in total.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so great play there. Jonnu Smith is Kenny Golladay. He is practicing again in limited fashion. So I think he will play this week. I think we'll finally get to see him on the field. However, he's got a pretty scary matchup. I mean, they're playing the Cardinals, and Patrick Peterson's gonna be on him. So in the first week, that's kind of a scary matchup. I don't really like that.
No, not for him. That's a little bit scary. You're right.
But I mean, you got to play him. I mean, because if he balls, do you think you got to play him?
I don't think you have to play him. No, I think that if he's on your rosters at this point, you've gotten by without him. So unless you're in that situation where the risk on him is worth some sort of stability, no, I don't think he's a must start at any fashion.
I've got a question for you. Deontay Johnson or Kenny Golladay this week?
I would take Deontay Johnson this week.
Okay. Odell Beckham or Kenny G?
I would take Odell.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, there you guys go. Little. We haven't done that since draft day. We should start doing that a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet.
Let's work it in here.
Jack Doyle. He did return to practice. So, unfortunately, Mo Alley Cox Truthers. It's not looking good for you guys. So he's looking like he'll play this week. But again, keep an eye on that. John Brown. He was added to the injury report with a foot injury. Monitor that. Do you think he plays?
Yeah, I think he's going to play. I know he came in last week with a little bit banged up with the same foot injury, and he still had a good game.
Yeah.
But that's because the Buffalo Bills were just lighting up the Dolphins. But watching the last game, the Dolphins defense looks pretty good. So maybe he can do it again even with this injury.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem to be nagging because he did have that foot injury last week. So I'm going to play him this week. I think he's going to be a solid flex.
John Brown or Kenny Golladay?
Kenny Golladay.
Okay.
All right. Devontae Adams did not practice again. Not looking good for him either. I think that's another person you can pretty much count out of your lineup. It is a hamstring injury. They do linger, and they need him down the stretch. So I don't see him playing against the Saints this week.
No, I don't think. Again, kind of the same situation we were talking about with A.J. Brown. He hasn't been practicing. He left the game with an injury.
They downplayed it at first.
Yeah, and so just got to let it ride. And even if he does come in, it's more than likely not going to be in that full workload that we're used to and that you're expecting from him. So unless you're desperate for a play, don't want to start him.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our injuries and news. Like I said,
we missed something.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, Julio Jones as well didn't practice today.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
With that hamstring injury, it was commented that he was going to – that Dan Quinn did say that they were going to hold him out throughout the week. But, again, just heads up on that. He, again, wasn't in practice. So something you want to look out for because it could mean big works for Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage if he's out fully.
Hayden Hurst. Yeah, so I think all three of them are smash plays this week. But – I have a scenario for you.
I'm listening.
Okay, let's say Devontae Adams plays. Let's say Kenny Golladay plays, and let's say Julio Jones play. Rank them in order that you would play them.
Devontae, Kenny, Julio.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'd flip Julio and Devontae.
Really?
Yeah. Just because the offense they're in, but like I said, I'm not a doctor. I have no idea. I
was gonna say I think the fact that the Falcons are playing the Bears, they're not going to be so reliant on needing him, especially when they have other weapons. So there's no point in pushing him. Whereas the Packers really are lacking at receivers. He went on the end of the game. He played. I guess it really is like how serious is each one of their injuries.
Yeah.
But if I just got the random designation and I had to play one of the three of them, I think I'd take the shot on Devontae just because if he's there, even if he's getting short targets, he's going to be getting the ball a handful of times, while Julio may only get 2 or 3.
Yeah, I like that offense. I mean, they're a pass-first offense, and
absolutely,
I don't know, but like I said, it depends. I don't think Devontae or Julio will play this week, to be honest. I think Kenny's really the only one who's going to, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll update you on Sunday at noon. on Instagram Live and Twitter Live. We will be here letting you know who's in, who's out, and answering those start-sit questions and even trade questions. We can answer those too. But let's jump into our Thursday night recap. It didn't look too good for the Jags, unfortunately. Gardner Minshew, he was overthrowing left and right. Obviously, I mean, the Dolphins' defensive line did get some pressure on him, which, as a Dolphins fan, is nice to see because our defensive line has been, so-so. But he wasn't hitting his receivers open. Laviska had a pretty solid game. James Robinson balled. I mean, that was pretty much their entire offense.
Yeah, I mean, apologize to everyone. The Minshew magic is over. He did hit a wall when he came against the Dolphins defense tonight, and it was really upsetting to see.
You said it was coming.
It was going to come, and at this point, this is probably what you're going to see the rest of the season. This is probably a bad game for him, but that swagger that I'm talking about, it's over already. You caught the train if you went down with me this week. But part of the issue that you saw tonight was that offensive line was not blocking for him at all. It seemed like every third down he was having to squeeze out of the pocket and either ended up throwing it away or having to take the sack. They did lose their left tackle about just before the halftime, I believe it was, to a referee contact. So I do think that hurt because the next two plays that he was out, that player got a penalty and then gave up a sack.
It was in the third quarter,
Okay. Sorry.
But no, still it was.
But yeah, so
definitely a loss.
Definitely hurt him a little bit. And that pressure was really killing him. But absolutely, the only real people that you wanted to play out of this game so far was James Robinson, and if you were lucky enough, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Hey, Myles Gaskin.
Myles Gaskin balled.
Yeah, had 5 catches on 5 targets. So he's very involved in that passing game. Every time, he also had 22 carries.
I was going to say, he got a huge workload compared to the rest of the backs, which is something I think we're going to see coming forward. Like I was saying on the other episode, I think they got Jordan Howard, Matt Breida to kind of pick up. We need running backs, obviously. But it just turns out that Myles Gaskin, someone they already had, is producing more than the other two guys. So
he's balling.
They grabbed him, but apparently they don't need him. Jordan Howard's really only there for that goal line now, it seems.
Yeah, he had 3 carries, and all of them were within the 5-yard line. 1 was a touchdown, and the other 2 he missed. He didn't get in. So, but Myles Gaskin definitely. Would you go out and seek out to get Myles Gaskin?
Are you saying for trade?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm really weak at running back, which I am in one of my leagues, I might try to trade for him, but I would try to pair him with someone probably a little bit bigger, and try to make it like a bigger team move, just because depending on who has him, if they're not someone who has him and they're relying on him or trying to use him, they might give him away pretty cheaply, and just think that you're adding that bigger. He's that fodder to add on because you feel like you're overpaying. Mm-hmm. Maybe you get lucky that way. But no, realistically, I don't think I'm giving up anything to grab him, unless it's like cheap.
He's got a pretty tough schedule coming up. You play the Seahawks next week. 49ers after that. Then the Broncos, Chargers, and the Rams. Then the Cardinals. So pretty tough stretch ahead. But I think he will prove to be, a pretty good flex play.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a good flex play.
So
it's more about what you're giving up if you're going to be seeking him out.
Mm-hmm.
If he's on your waivers, he's definitely someone that's.
If he's on your waivers, you need to go pick him up right now. I'm pulling up real quick how many, where he is or how he is in. Let's see. Ooh. How many leagues? I guess he's.
What percent owned?
Yeah, he is owned in 42.4%. So still 58.6% of leagues. Is that the right math?
You're really close. It's 57.6.
Is it?
Yeah.
57.6. I am very. I was pretty good. Good job, Michael. He is owned or not owned in 57.6% of leagues. So go pick him up. He is on my waiver wire. I am picking him up right now. Jeez, I didn't even take my own advice.
Not yet. But no, I do think that he's someone you're going to want to roster if he's available for you. Because he does have that upside, especially in any type of dynasty league. If he's producing now, the Dolphins may rely on him and give him that workload continuously.
Ooh, I'm in a predicament.
What's the predicament?
I've got Josh Kelly, Jerick McKinnon, J.K. Dobbins, and Antonio Gibson.
Are you relying on Jerick McKinnon this week?
No, I am not.
Are you going to be relying on him? Who are your other running backs?
I got Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler.
Oh. If you don't need Jerick McKinnon, you can leave him. Jerick McKinnon's not going to have much value once Raheem Mostert's back. I mean, he'll be flexible here and there, but Myles Gaskin's going to be grabbed off the waivers this week.
Yeah. Actually, that's why I didn't grab him, because I had those guys this week. So thinking back on it, I had to.
But if you needed Jerick McKinnon this week, I would definitely say hold Jerick McKinnon for this week over, I guess you'd be dropping him.
I don't think I'm going to pick up Myles Gaskin over those guys. I think I'm going to keep it how it is. So,
okay.
Just because down the road, I mean, the 49ers are getting injured left and right, and Tevin Coleman's on IR, I believe, and Raheem Mostert, he could be, we've seen him get hurt,
Yeah, but if he was going to be hurt for more than 3 weeks, they would have put him on IR by now. They can have an unlimited amount of players, and it's only a 3-week minimum.
Yeah. So, but I think I'll keep him there. Anyways, anybody else stand out to you? Devontae Parker didn't do bad. 5 for 69, not great, but not horrific. He looked really good in the first half, but didn't really get much going in the second half. Keelan Cole underperformed big time. Unfortunately, like I said, LaVisca, he did all right for a rookie. He had 6 targets. Jakeem Grant had a nice carry there, end around for 20 yards, which was nice to see. Preston Williams got in the end zone, but that was one of his two
targets.
Receptions. Is he droppable?
It depends how deep of a league you're in. If you're in a deep league, no. If you're in just one of your standard redraft leagues, then yeah, you shouldn't even be rostering him right now.
Yep. Yeah, in a standard.
You should have let him go a long time ago.
Yeah, 6 to 8 bench spots. There's people out there on the waiver wire that
have more relevancy, and his breakout's going to be so unpredictable with just how that offense is running.
Mm-hmm. And then Mike Gesicki, he had 1 catch, but that was for a touchdown. So
he got 3 targets. He was looked at.
He was looked at.
And then Ryan Tannehill just decided to run the ball.
Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ryan Fitzpatrick, decided to just become a mobile quarterback tonight.
Seriously, putting up 38 rushing yards.
Looked like he ran for over 100 when you were watching the game, though.
Oh, yeah, he's moving so slow.
He took so many strides.
But anything else you want to talk about in this game?
Other than the fact that Minshew underperformed and just made everyone on his team except James Robinson unusable this week, no.
Okay, well, there you have it. Thursday night recap. One more question. Do you think Ryan Fitzpatrick has games like this throughout the season?
I think he'll have 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
I think he'll have about 3 to 4 good fantasy weeks on him this year, even if it doesn't win the game for the Dolphins. But that doesn't matter when Tua comes in, if he comes in.
Yeah.
I think the more games he has like this, the longer we have to wait for Tua to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Oh, one other thing. Did you catch those commercials?
Oh, did you guys know that Big Ten football's back and Donald Trump supports it?
Yes, big time.
If you didn't see that commercial at least 50 times, if you guys were watching, I believe, through NFL, just so you know, the Big Ten is back.
Yeah, and Donald Trump supports it.
Had to be the most annoying thing ever.
Oh, man. So
I'm happy the football's back, but
me too.
I didn't need to know 40 times.
Ohio State, baby.
2 commercials would have been great.
They're going all the way. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our pre-capping preview of Week 3. First game up is Chicago versus Atlanta. John, I said it yesterday. Allen Robinson, start of the week. Atlanta's defense is horrific. I will play David Montgomery. I think that he's going to have a pretty solid game, at least a flexible game. That's about it for the Bears. Do you feel comfortable with Anthony Miller? Because I know you're.
It's hard because I'd love to say that just because of the matchup, just like you were saying last time. Last year, it was when a team was playing the Cardinals, you start their tight end.
Right.
It seems like this year is when a team's playing the Falcons, you start everyone. So the receivers and the quarterback. So I'd love to start Allen Robinson and be like, heck yeah. I'd love to start Anthony Miller and be like, he's going to ball. Just because they're going against that high-powered Falcons offense, who's going to give the Bears a lot of opportunities on offense. But they do have Mitch Trubisky. And before this Thursday night game, I would have been like, hell yeah, let's ride this hot streak. I mean, he's doing decent this year. I mean, he's quarterback 14 right now. Let's see how he does against one of the easiest passing offenses as a fantasy quarterback. So what kind of hurts me on that is we just watched Gardner Minshew's hot streak end, and I don't want to take that ride down. So, no, I think this week, even Allen Robinson's kind of scary for me, but the upside's just incredible because it is Allen Robinson. I think that everyone else other than David Montgomery needs to be sat or just looked away from.
Even Allen Robinson?
No, Allen Robinson.
Oh, and David.
Okay. Montgomery. And then unless you really are in a deep league and you have to play, Anthony Miller could have good upside too if the offense just has to be throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, they did play the Falcons did play two very good receiving cores in the Cowboys receiving core last week and then the Seattle receiving core the week before, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. So they were up against both of those teams have better receivers than, the Bears do, which, may contribute to that. But I agree. I'm only playing David. I'm only playing Allen Robinson. Anthony Miller could have a good game. He could have a bad game. I don't think that the Bears are going to be able to keep up with the Falcons in that shootout style game because of Mitch. So that's kind of why I'd fade Anthony right now.
Yeah, I mean, he went untargeted last week, so it kind of says a lot for it.
Yeah. Now, how about the other side of it? The Falcons.
Honestly, I'm going to play Matt Ryan just if I have him as a quarterback. Not starting him over any of the top-tier rushing quarterbacks with high upside. But if he's my quarterback one, I'm pretty happy with that. Todd Gurley, even though he's been underperforming this year so far, I do think that he'll have a usable game and then he'll at least meet his projections that you'll see on your devices. So I think he'll have a decent game, not a great game. I don't think he's going to break out for anything, but I do think he's just going to have so much opportunity because the Falcons are going to be playing from ahead that he's just going to touch the ball and get those touches. Julio, obviously not playing him because of that injury designation, regardless if he's in or out. Definitely playing Calvin Ridley and flexing Russell Gage, honestly.
Yeah.
Comfortably. And then Hayden Hurst. So, again, pretty happy on this offense.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, we saw it last game. It really affected Julio, that injury. I'm playing Matt Ryan for sure. I'm playing Calvin Ridley, of course, because he's, the best receiver in the league right now.
He's a must start. And
Russell Gage, I agree. I would definitely flex him in. He currently is the wide receiver 16, so in standard leagues and wide receiver 11 in PPR. So he's getting the targets too, 12 and 9. 12 the first week, 9 last week. So I like that upside. Hayden Hurst, I'm starting as well, especially if Julio's out. But I guess my biggest question, did you mention Todd Gurley?
I did.
Are you starting him?
I did say yes, just because I do think the Falcons are going to be playing from ahead. I'm not expecting a huge game from them. Like I said, you're going to be getting a mediocre running back 2 number from him this week. You're not going to be getting a 25-point, 30-point game from him, but he's going to be comfortable in that running back 2 spot on your team. If I have someone better than him, I'm definitely going to start them over him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be around that low end running back 2 is probably where he'll finish this week. The Bears, they've got a pretty good defensive line, but like you said, the Falcons will be playing from ahead, so they will be running the ball a lot. But if you've got somebody, do you have anybody you can think of that for a little start sit question?
Miles Sanders.
Oh, I'm playing Miles Sanders.
Yeah. Josh Kelly.
Ooh.
Or Darrell Henderson.
I'm playing. Okay, so I'm playing. I gotta go Todd Gurley. He has the backfield to himself, and like you said, they're going to be playing from ahead. So I gotta go Todd Gurley there. He hasn't played well so far, but I do like Josh Kelly's upside inside the goal line. But I'm gonna have to go Todd Gurley there.
I mean, week 1 he was able to do 14 attempts for 56 yards and find the end zone. He did get targeted 5 times as a receiver, but only got 1 yard on his 2 catches.
Yeah. It depends on who you have, really. But it's close. That Josh Kelly and Darrell Henderson, that's very close.
That's what I was going to say. That's kind of the value I'm keeping them at in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But next game on the block is going to be the LA Rams versus the Buffalo Bills. Quarterback 1, minus the touchdowns. Now just leading in passing yards. Josh Allen, someone who's an absolute baller. I think his 350 passing yards per game is going to end this week, though. I don't think it's going to be such a shootout, especially against that Rams defense. Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. It's a little bit different than Byron Jones and Xavier Howard.
Yeah.
But I definitely do think that with his rushing upside, he's going to be someone that's very startable and high tier start. So definitely fire up Josh Allen, in my opinion. As far as the running backs, Devin Singletary outcarried Zach Moss last week. Zach Moss really only got that goal line work for it. I hate to say it, but I don't think I'm going to start either of the running backs this week.
I'm not starting either of them either. Nope, no way. I think that defensive line of the Rams is just too good, going to be creating too much havoc, and I don't want that headache in my backfield. I don't want that risk. So I'm going to be fading, especially if you have a better option. I mean, I could see them finishing as both of them could be finishing as a mid to low end running back 3 this week, potentially even lower. Obviously, I mean, is Zach Moss hurt? I know he was, but I don't remember if he's.
Yeah, he did not practice today.
Okay, so if Singletary's alone this week, yeah.
I was forced to start him in one of my leagues. Now I have to change him.
If Singletary's alone, does that change your perspective at all?
No.
Yeah, I'm still not playing.
Well, possibly. The Rams rank 25th in points per game allowed to the running back. 25th worst, meaning that they're
right
7th best. So, and even though they do have that good offensive line, they let up points. It takes a team. They don't have linebackers, so it seems if a running back can get past that defensive line, they might be able to get past it. But
I mean, they played Ezekiel Elliott and Miles Sanders back to back, and I don't think Devin Singletary's in either of those categories.
No, he's not in either of those categories. But you obviously understand that the Eagles ran the ball on the Rams because they understand that even though that offensive line is strong, they do have a softer run defense. I think their pass defense is a little scarier.
Much better. Yeah, much better.
So I think you're almost forced to run the ball a little bit more than you would think that you're going to be forced to.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you playing Stephon Diggs, John Brown?
Stephon Diggs scares me just because Jalen Ramsey's out there. John Brown scares me because of the foot designation, but I think that Stephon Diggs is at least flexible at the worst this week, and so you're not going to take. I don't think you cannot play him.
Yeah. I'm playing both of those guys. I'm still Singletary, it'd be difficult for me. If I might search the waivers. There's probably nothing out there. Oh, Jerick McKinnon or Devin Singletary.
Jerick McKinnon.
Okay. All
right. No, I'm not playing Devin Singletary.
Okay. All right. Josh Allen, of course, I'm playing as well. No, Dawson Knox, none of the tight ends are really appealing to me at all this week. How about on the other side of the ball? Are you playing Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp? Because they've got a pretty tough matchup too with Tre'Davious White.
Obviously, you're going to have to play one of them. If you've got both of them, I don't know which one. I would think that Robert Woods is going to be shadow the heaviest, leaving Cooper Kupp open. I think someone who's going to be balling out the most, though, is going to be Tyler Higbee. I think he's going to find the most work. I do know that the linebacker core and the Bills is strong as hell, but I do think that Tyler Higbee is going to continue to ball. He did find a lot of work in the end zone last week, which is something you're not going to want to count on. But I think that he's getting more comfortable again this year like he was last year. And it's just going to be something Jared Goff's going to be a lot more comfortable throwing to this week when he's got his receivers so locked down.
Yeah, I think that Cooper Kupp's going to have a better week than Robert Woods. I would flex Robert Woods. I would smash start Tyler Higbee. Jared Goff is a good streaming candidate potentially. It'd be hard if there's nobody else out there. I would play him, but I'm not gonna jump for joy because I'm playing him. So if Ryan Tannehill or Jared Goff this week.
This week, I'm taking Ryan Tannehill just based off the matchup.
Yeah, me too. And Ryan Tannehill's owned in less leagues. So go pick him up if you can. Moving on to the next game, that is Washington at Cleveland. The Washington football team, a couple people I like this week. Actually, I could see them upsetting. I guess it's an upset, really, but beating the Browns. I do like Terry McLaurin this week. I will start him in every league. And then one of my must-starts is Logan Thomas against that Browns defense. I love him this week. Aside from that, I'll flex Antonio Gibson if I have to. If there's better options, if you have a better option, Todd
Gurley or Antonio Gibson?
Todd Gurley.
Okay, that answers that.
Devin Singletary. Or Devin Singletary or Antonio.
I think I'm taking Devin Singletary there.
With
Zach Moss out, I think I'm taking Devin Singletary.
Yeah, I'm taking.
It hurts. I don't like saying that.
I know. I think I'm going to take Antonio Gibson just for the upside. And his. Yeah, I'm taking Antonio Gibson. I think
on the Washington team, the really only players like you said that you're going to be playing is going to be Terry McLaurin and Logan Thomas. If you're a believer with us here, those targets are just too undeniable. On the Browns, though, we got Baker, we got Chubb, and we got Hunt. OBJ and Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry is looking healthy and good to go.
Playing him?
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You
playing
playing
my flex?
Playing all receivers there?
I will play Odell. I will play Jarvis. I will play, of course, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I will flex Kareem Hunt, and I won't play Baker, though. I don't trust Baker. I don't trust Austin Hooper either.
No, I don't trust Austin Hooper either. But David Njoku's not there, which is...
He wasn't there last week either.
It's true.
Yeah. So those are the guys I trust, and I would play this week. So Odell, Jarvis, Kareem, and Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Are you playing Baker?
No, I'm not playing Baker. I'd find someone better than Baker on a waiver.
Beautiful.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. Speaking of Tannehill, Tennessee Titans go to Minnesota, and they're playing in that beautiful stadium against the 0-2 Vikings. Ryan Tannehill, smash starts. I was contemplating on making him one of my must-starts this week. Derrick Henry, smash start. I think he finds the end zone this week for the first time this year. A.J. Brown, don't think he's going to play, so you're not going to play him. Corey Davis, he didn't do too hot when A.J. Brown was there. I'm fading Corey Davis this week. We talked before the show about Robbie Anderson, and who should we play, Robbie Anderson or Corey Davis? I picked Robbie Anderson there because he was a little bit more involved even last week. And then Jonnu Smith, another smash play, especially if A.J. Brown's out.
Yeah, no. So I'm playing Ryan Tannehill as any type of stream if I don't like the quarterback I have. Derrick Henry, automatic play, even without the touchdowns, he's relevant. So with a touchdown, he's balling. A.J. Brown, like you said, not playing. Corey Davis, like you said, you're not going to play him. If I'm in a situation where I'm looking for a flex play, he's someone I might look at. You asked, like you just said, Corey Davis or Robbie Anderson. You convinced me on the Robbie Anderson. But I do like Corey Davis. I don't think that he's someone you want to completely fade away from.
Just this week while A.J. Brown's out.
Even then, I still think that he can be relevant. I still think he can be a good flex.
Okay. Now on Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith's automatic play for me.
Dope. Dalvin Cook, of course, you're smash playing him. Kirk Cousins, I am benching the heck out of him. I'd actually cut him off my roster.
That's an auto drop.
I would probably kick him out of the league. You know, if there's any way you can remove him from your fantasy football league, I would do so. Adam Thielen, I am starting though. Smash start this week. I think he's going to emerge and I mean, he didn't have a great week last week. He did have 8 targets, and he had 8 targets the week before, but he balled out the week before, got 2 touchdowns. He's really the only solid option there for Kirk Cousins. And then I'm not playing any of the tight ends there.
No, I'm waiting for Irv Smith to break out, but I think it's going to be next year when they get a new quarterback.
Now, do you think there's a possibility of where would you rank Adam Thielen this week? Wide receiver 1, 2?
It sucks because it really depends on if Kirk Cousins can not throw 3 interceptions. If he has a game, I don't know, man. Tennessee's defense is pretty stout. I'm going to give him the wide receiver 2 just because I don't trust him on the 1. But he definitely has top 2 receiver upside depending on how many times you can find the end zone.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I'd agree with you there. High end wide receiver 2, probably between that 15 to 12 range is where I have him this week. So, but smash play for show. Las Vegas at New England. You're starting Cam Newton. Are you starting James White? I have to start James White.
Are you starting James White?
I am starting James White.
He still hasn't played. Still hasn't been with a team.
Oh yeah, you're right. He still's not with the team. Yeah. And
so
just
you're
kidding.
not starting
I'm
James
not
White.
starting James White.
Are you starting Sony Michel?
I am not starting Sony Michel.
Is that because you don't have Sony Michel?
Well, that is one reason. But also he put up 19 yards on 7 carries last week, and the week before that he only put up 37 yards on 10 carries. So no, I am not playing Sony Michel. Julian Edelman though, I am playing, and N'Keal Harry. Kind of, I would flex N'Keal Harry this week. Does
the limited designation bother you at all for Edelman?
No, he's always banged up. You know, obviously if he's out, I'm not playing him. But I think he'll still put up solid numbers this week, and he's being undervalued right now. I think he could finish. I mean, his potential, obviously we saw it last week. He's a wide receiver 1 potential, but this week I think he's going to finish around that low wide receiver 2 spot, maybe high wide receiver 3. So definitely a flexible start, and I think N'Keal Harry could finish very close to him as well. I like him a lot this week, and then none of their tight ends do anything for me.
I'm going to stay away from all of the Patriots other than Cam Newton. I don't think that Edelman and N'Keal Harry are going to have the hottest of games. I think Edelman might be flexible, but I don't think Harry's going to be the best. We do see that even in the game against the Saints this weekend, the only reason that Breeze was able to put up any passing yards towards the end of the game was to the running back, and he wasn't able to get the ball downfield. So I just see that Cam Newton's going to be thriving here, and I do think they're going to go with a rushing first offense.
See, I don't think that they didn't get the ball down the field because of the defense. I really thought it was more because of Drew Brees, personally. That's just my opinion. Whatever. But Drew Brees was off. He had a bad game. I mean, he didn't have Michael Thomas. That's it. So Cam Newton has an arm. We saw it last week. So those two guys, for me personally, are solid flex options. And then are you playing Derek Carr at all? Any of the receivers there?
No, I believe Henry Ruggs was listed as limited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they don't seem to get to their receivers too often. The only people I'm really going to be playing there again is going to be Josh Jacobs and Darren Waller, if they play. Just because if they're playing, they're must-starts, in my opinion. Both of them are their offense.
Agreed. 100% agree there. San Fran at New York. Hopefully they got that turf situation figured out up there or there at New York. I'm not Nick Mullins. He's potentially going to be the starting quarterback this week. There's a glimmer that Jimmy Garoppolo plays, but I don't see it happening. I'm not going to play him this week. I mean, he didn't look good when he came in. He threw an interception, and that's pretty much all he did. Jerick McKinnon, though, 100% in that offense. I am smash starting him. I'm not playing any of those wide receivers there for the 49ers. And if somehow George Kittle plays, which there's another, they said it's a possibility, I'm playing him. And I'm staying away from Jordan Reed even if Kittle's out. How about you?
Sorry. Yeah, like you just said, the only person I'm going to confidently play is McKinnon. Kendrick Bourne did have a decent game last week, but I don't think he's going to be seeing that again. They were playing against the Jets, and I don't think Mullins is going to be trying to pass the ball around too much. If Kittle plays, I don't even know if I'd be playing him. I think I'm giving him a week. He's been limited all week.
More of a decoy?
But it is George Kittle.
Yeah.
No, it's hard. I think that they might just push Jordan Reed along with him even if he does play.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Daniel Jones, I think he's going to finish like a mid to low end quarterback too. So if you don't have anybody better than that, pick him up. But I don't think it's going to be a great week for him. It can mediocre. I'm fading all running backs there because we have no idea what's going to happen there in that situation with the signing of Devontae Freeman. Deion Lewis is there and Wayne Gallman. Darius Slayton, and Golden Tate, I do like for sneaky upside guys. I'm actually, spoiler alert, I'm playing Golden Tate in one of my DFS lineups this week.
Oh, you like him? Okay.
I have him in one league. One league.
Yeah, I liked him a lot last week. I thought he looked really good. It was nice to see him come back fully and be so efficient with the targets that he had. Mm-hmm. I like Darius Slayton as well. He just needs to get the ball from Daniel Jones. And with the 49ers defensive line being so destroyed, I think he's going to have a little bit more time in that pocket and just have more time to make his decisions and end up getting it Slayton deep. So I think they're both pretty good flex plays.
And then Evan Ingram, how do you feel about him? He went 6 for 8
I feel like
last
we were lied to. There was a lot of talk post-draft about him being someone who can easily get 1,000 yards this year, but I think we'll be lucky if he gets 400.
Yeah, it's not looking good for him. Only 9 the first week, 65 last week. So I'm seeing if I can stream somebody else out there, i.e. Logan Thomas. If you can pick him up off the waivers, go grab him over Evan Ingram. But anyways, what?
Jonnu Smith is still only 66.2% owned.
Oh my goodness, people. That's 35.8.
No, 33.8.
God, I suck. You sure?
Yes.
All right. Well, he's the math whiz. I am not. So go pick up Jonnu Smith. Go pick him up.
He's tight end one in most scoring formats. If he's on your waivers, there's no reason you shouldn't have him.
No. My upset of the week this game, Bengals, Eagles. I'm not playing Joe Burrow though. Joe Mixon, I'm flexing because I spent the high draft capital on him. I am fading AJ Green. I am flexing Tyler Boyd because he looked pretty good last week. My only issue with AJ Green is, yes, he's getting all those targets, but until Joe Burrow and AJ Green can show a connection, I'm gonna fade away from him because I don't want him to break my heart, John. I don't want him to break my heart. And Drew Sample, he looked pretty good. Joe Burrow was targeting him after Uzama went out. Would you start Drew Sample or Evan Ingram?
I'd take the shot on Sample.
Really?
I think your tight end spot's kind of boom or bust regardless unless you have a high-end tight end. And just because that Burrow really did seem to like throwing to his tight ends, I think I take the upside on Sample over the probable crap from Ingram.
Yeah. Now, the Eagles have allowed the most points. They've also allowed the most touchdowns to the tight end position. However, they've only allowed 91 yards, which to the tight end. So, that's the middle of the pack, 15th overall. So, they aren't getting the yards against them. But 4 touchdowns. And Sample could get in the end zone there. So I think I'd take the shot on Sample too over Evan Ingram.
Again, like we were saying, Ingram's just underperformed, so might as well take the upside on someone. Mm-hmm. Ingram's floor is probably the same floor as the Sample.
Yeah.
So personally, Bengals, I'm going to take Mixon this week. I think he's an easy start for me. I think he's going to finally pop back and do a little bit better.
I hope so, man.
A lot of people need it. Do you think Tyler Boyd's going to be a better start than AJ Green, like you were saying? AJ Green even came out and was talking about how he's trying to get resettled after missing all of last year due to the injury. So if he's not even confident in himself, it's not going to make me confident in playing him in my fantasy team. So that kind of leaves the Bengals pretty empty. Maybe Drew Sample, like we were talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. On the other side of the ball, I'm not playing Carson Wentz. I'm playing Miles Sanders. I'm not playing any of the receivers there for the Eagles unless I have I have to. Yeah.
They have receivers still?
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson's there. If I have to, I will flex in Deshaun Jackson because he is getting the targets. He's the only target wide receiver option there, and he gets those big has that big playability. And then I'm starting both tight ends this week.
You okay there?
Yeah, burp.
All right, yeah. So you're starting both Goddard and Ertz?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm going to be maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
Goddard or Ingram? Goddard or Sample?
Goddard.
Okay.
I guess I'm playing Goddard.
But anybody else you'd change there or no?
No.
All right. Houston and Pittsburgh. Deshaun Watson. I benched him this week for Gardner Minshew, and I am an idiot. I don't think he's going to put up. Maybe not. But I don't think he's going to put up much more points than Gardner Minshew did. But potentially a little bit more. Will Fuller is finally fully healthy. Good for him. I'm not playing David Johnson. I'm not playing Duke Johnson. I'm not playing Will Fuller. I'm not playing Brandon. I'm staying away from this team. I don't like this team at all.
Really? If Will Fuller came out fully healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I might take the shot on him.
Really?
Yeah, what are you expecting out of him, though?
What am I expecting out of him? 8 points, maybe.
No, I think he has flex upside.
Yeah,
if he's healthy, I think he's got flex upside as long as he's not going against the Ravens.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That Steelers defense is better than the Ravens defense. I think so. I think so, man. Better pass rush, better rush in general, better secondary too.
Better pass rush.
TJ Watt? He's like 4th in sacks right now. Or actually, no, he leads the league. He's like around 4th in sacks.
You got Bud Dupree out there too. No, their defense is good. They're both really good. That's why I'm sitting there hard. It's hard for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, if I disagreed, I'd let you know.
Oh, I know. James Conner, smash start this week after that balling week last week. Texans defense is okay. Not great, but okay. Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson. Are you playing both of those guys?
Deontay and Juju, yeah, we're playing against Houston.
Yep. And then none of the tight ends there. So, New York Jets versus the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not playing any Jets, and I am playing Jonathan Taylor, though. Smash start, one of my must starts this week.
Yeah, smash start, must start, and don't start anyone else in this game.
Nope, that's about it. If you have to, 2-quarterback league, and you're really hurting Phillip Rivers, but I'm Ty. Similar to AJ Green, he hasn't shown much. He's getting the targets, which is nice. At least did in the first week. But Phillip Rivers' noodle arm can't really get the ball to him. Carolina, Los Angeles Chargers. Are you playing Mike Davis? I know a lot of people are hurting right now.
Again, that's someone, if you picked him up on the waivers, you more than likely needed someone to play this week. So if you have him, you're more than likely have to play him. So you're listening to this as a Mike Davis owner wondering, how screwed am I? Realistically, I don't think you're that bad. I don't think you can expect Christian McCaffrey numbers from him. If you have Miles Sanders and Devin Singletary, I would play Devin Singletary over him this week just because they could fade away heavily from that pass-catching work out of the running back room, or they might even open up the running back to committee. They might not just go with that lead back role.
Yeah,
he did only get 8 targets last week.
Mm-hmm.
In the amount of work that he got. I don't think he got a carry.
You know what who's an intriguing play this week? Curtis Samuel, because he can get it done in the running game. So I know they came out and said that he's going to be playing the majority of the snaps at wide receiver, but
that's majority, not all.
Exactly, and it's pretty interesting. It's going to be interesting on how they use him this week. I'm not going to start him. He hasn't done much this year.
Anything.
Yeah, but I want to see how he does this week and kind of how they use him. Maybe they do get him more involved in that run attack. I'm playing DJ Moore. I'm playing Robbie Anderson, and that's about it for that game. And like John said, I'll play Mike Davis. Are you playing Justin Herbert?
I would play Justin Herbert over Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, me too. How about over Daniel Jones?
Yeah.
Me too.
I like that upside.
I think he's going to finish it. I mean, he showed he could play last week, and I think he has high-end quarterback 2 upside, even, low-end quarterback 1 upside, and then especially if, he dumps the ball off to Austin Eckler, who runs for a 75-yard touchdown. He has a lot of upside there. But I think he'll finish around that mid quarterback 2, which,
I think you've got a mid to late quarterback 2. I don't see much 1 upside. I think part of that upside you got from last week was that overtime game playing against the Chiefs from behind, or barely ahead against a team that can easily score 2 on you. So they had to score. They had no other option.
Austin Eckler, smash play. Josh Kelly, I'm playing him in my flex spot. I like him this week.
Is it time to take him off my taxi?
It's time. It's time.
I've got Dalvin Cook, Miles Sanders, Zach Moss, and someone else. James Robinson.
Then no, you're good. I wouldn't take him. Yeah, I wouldn't take him off your taxi there. Keenan Allen, I'm playing. Mike Williams, I'm not. I want to see what he does this week. I think John doesn't think he's a good fantasy option. I think he can be. But I will start Hunter Henry.
Yeah, the Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler, Joshua Kelly, and Keenan Allen all looked really good with Justin Herbert there last week. I think this week we're gonna figure out who his real favorite targets are. With a full week of practice under his belt, he had 10 minutes to prepare this week. So let's see what he actually does. I think this is a really good test week for him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The Detroit Lions are going to the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not playing any of their running backs. They haven't shown much. It's up and down games. DeAndre Swift did get in the end zone the first weekend put up 60 rushing yards this week. So, I mean, if you're in a deeper league, he could be a decent flex option. But, I mean, the Cardinals' defense has really turned it around. So it's a scary play for me. It's a risky play. It's an upside play, though, because he could get into the end zone. He could have he does get involved in the pass catching, which is nice. But if I'm trying not to risk that in my flex option. I will play Kenny Golladay if he's healthy, as well. If Kenny Golladay plays, I think Marvin Jones has a great game.
Yeah, I think Kenny Golladay playing this week would open up Marvin Jones. And as well, I'm staying away from the running backs. Matt Stafford, I think, is going to open, having that other high talented receiver on the field allows defenses to spread out more, meaning that your receivers are just going to be more open. I play Matt Stafford this week, even though it's against the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kyler Murray's an obvious must start. Kenyon Drake's an obvious must sit.
Must sit?
No, I'm just kidding.
About to say, he's one of my must starts. I love him this week.
I don't. So
I think he's going to break it open. Another 250-yard game. Calling it. Boom.
250-yard game?
I'm kidding. But I do think he will be a mid running back one this week.
I think you'll find him at the low end of the twos this week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get much more than you've gotten from him this year already.
Either way, you're playing him, though.
He's flex.
Yeah. So, DeAndre Hopkins, I'm putting on my bench. Yeah.
Obvious must start. The rest of the receivers are actually sits for me. I don't think any of them are consistent targets for the Cardinals.
And then the only fantasy relevant tight end in this game is TJ Hawkinson. I'd play as well. So, even with Golladay back.
Yeah. Going over to Tampa and Denver, we've got Tom Brady. More than likely a sit for most people. If you drafted him, it's a late quarterback, so you're not too attached to him. Ronald Jones is a sit for me. Leonard Fournette is a risky start, risky flex.
I'm flexing him.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, both there this week. I think you play both of them. You are going against the Broncos, who are banged up on defense. Scotty Miller, Justin Watson, not playing either of them. O.J. Howard and Rob Gronkowski. I'm setting them both.
Yep. And for me, the only two players on the Broncos side, I 100% agree with you there. I am playing Fournette in my flex. That's kind of out of necessity, but I do like his upside. On the Broncos side, the only two people I'm playing are Melvin Gordon and Noah Fant. Yeah, I don't like Judy. I don't like Judy this week. Just
a little banged up.
That and he. I mean, Driscoll. I don't think he's Driscoll, but I don't think he's gonna handle that. I just don't want to risk it. I think that he's not gonna be able to handle that one wide receiver one workload right now at this point. Super talented receiver, and he's definitely going to be one of the best or one of the greats in fantasy in the next couple years. But I'm not gonna risk it for him.
I think he can handle the workload. I just don't think he's got the right opportunity for him. As much as I love Drew Lock going into the season, he didn't look too good in the two games that he's played so far. And take away two of the drop balls for Judy, and he's got 100-yard game.
Now, moving on to the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be another shootout. The Cowboys are in some shootouts this year.
Same with the Seahawks.
Yeah, big time. Over under, I think, is the highest on the week. 57 over under for that game. So you want a piece of it. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, you're starting. Chris Carson, you're starting. Russell Wilson, you're starting. I'm not starting
Greg Olsen,
or Will Dissly.
I am starting Dak Prescott. I am starting Ezekiel Elliott. I am starting I'm starting CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. I'm not starting Michael Gallup this week.
I'll start Michael Gallup. I want any piece of this game I can get.
Okay. Dalton Schultz?
Yeah. In my tight end spot, I will start
over Logan Thomas?
No, Logan Thomas I think is going to be a top 4 tight end this week. Hot take. Okay. Dalton Schultz, though, I do think that he could be, a low end one there. He got 10 targets last week, which I really like. So
playing against the team that allows the most points to the tight end. Now they're playing against a team that allows some of the least.
Yeah, but I mean, they're going to have to stop or slow down those CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup. So I think Dalton Schultz will be open a wee bit. I know, obviously, they have Bobby Wagner there. They did lose KJ Wright, though, which, is a big
I think it'll be
big
fine.
loss. But
I think it'll be all right. Just not a huge play for me.
not like he did last week.
Yeah,
Nowhere near.
So moving over to the Packers versus the Saints, Aaron Rodgers is playing. Without Devontae Adams, I'm not confidently starting Aaron Rodgers, even on the hot streak that he's on. I think they're going to be running it down the throat. But there's not many other people I'd say to start over him. So
I'm playing Aaron Rodgers.
I think you're forced to play him.
Ryan Tannehill or Aaron Rodgers?
I think I take Tannehill over Rodgers this week.
Yeah,
I think Ryan Tannehill's the top 5 quarterback this week.
Ooh, yeah. It's going to be a good one.
I think Aaron Jones, if Devontae Adams out, obviously another top 5 week for him. I think any times that Devontae Adams is out, Aaron Jones is going to thrive. I don't think those extra opportunities are going to end up in Adam Lazard or Marquez Valdez-Scantling's hands. So with Adams out, huge smash play, Aaron Jones, possibly even what you got last week.
Ooh, wow.
Possibly.
I definitely, he's a smash play for me as well, especially if Devontae Adams is out. Drew Brees, I'm playing. I'm gritting my teeth while I do it because Michael Thomas is most likely out. He hasn't
practiced yet this week.
I'm saying Drew Brees is not looking great. I mean, currently quarterback 22. So if Ryan Tannehill's on your waivers, pick him up. Alvin Kamara, smash play. If Michael Thomas plays, I don't think I risk it.
Oh, on playing Michael Thomas?
Yeah, if he plays.
No. Yeah, no.
And then I'm not playing Emmanuel Sanders. Traquan Smith did look okay or pretty good last week. I don't think he's flexible this week, though. I like his target share, but I think Alvin Kamara, the offense is going to run through Alvin Kamara, and I do think that Jared Cook is going to have a little bit better week than he did last week, but not much better.
I mean, I think Traquan has low-end flexibility in a risky play. He got targeted a lot and was even targeted on deep plays that he didn't get and was barely unable to make the grab. So I actually do think that he's someone you can play if you have out of necessity. But again, a low-end flex play.
Robbie Anderson or Traquan?
Well, that's Robbie Anderson.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Traquan?
See, I'm already questioning that. I think that's about the value you're looking at with him. Mm-hmm. If you're looking to play that group of people, but probably MVS just because Devontae's not there.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. So moving on to the game of the week, this is going to be probably the most watched football game since the Super Bowl. Yeah. I would say. I mean, this is a huge matchup. The Chiefs versus the Ravens.
The proposed AFC Championship.
Yeah, seriously. Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, you're starting. Clyde Edwards, you're starting. Mark Ingram or J.K. Dobbins, are you starting either of those guys? Mark Ingram coming off a really solid game last week.
I think I'm fading both of them just because I don't want to risk who it's going to be this week.
Yep. Actually, if you listened to yesterday's show, Mark Ingram is one of our tradeaways. Now, Tyreek Hill, what do you think about him? I mean, you're going to have to play him.
I think he's the only receiver you play this week. Not saying that no one's going to be relevant, but I think the only people you can play for the Chiefs this week is Pat Mahomes, Clyde Edwards, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce. Everyone else just is too big of a risk. And on the same note, I think the only people you can play on the Ravens is Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. I don't think you can play Marquise Brown this week.
I think you can.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs defense is just as speedy as him, and that takes away his whole threat.
No, I think you can play, and they're not as speedy as him. Marquise Brown is one of the fastest players in the league, but they are a good or a pretty decent defense. But I will play Lamar, Marquise Brown, and Mark Andrews. Also Justin Tucker, I like that, and Harrison Butker if you're in kicker leagues. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is our Week 3 preview. Now, let's get into our beer of the day. Like I said, we are drinking on the Wizard Wit beer by Barrel of Monks Brewing Company out of Pompano Beach, Florida. Pretty good beer. How do you like it?
I thought it was really good and smooth. Kind of just like yesterday's. It had that like nice little bready, calm taste on the mouth. Smooth.
Yeah.
Witty.
Yeah, witty. It's a pretty neat story. A few years ago, they didn't give an exact date, but a few years ago, some friends decided to go to Belgium and kind of do some research on beer and decided that they wanted to open up a brewery. And so they went over to Belgium. They did a bunch of research on their favorite beers, how they were brewed, where they were brewed, what ingredients were used. They came back to Pompano Beach and decided to open Barrel of Monks. So solid beer. I enjoy it. Like we were saying at the beginning, the front of the bottle has a wizard on it, and it's pretty dope because you get that citrusy note whenever you drink on it or drinking it. But his staff has a orange at the top of it, kind of like a gem. If you ever seen a wizard staff,
You don't taste the orange in there?
no, I'm saying it's citrusy. Yeah, so pretty dope. You can get the hints in the can art, which is nice. If you go to their website, barrelofmonks.com, you can check out all their beers, where the address of their tasting room, and all that good stuff. You can also find the beers. I think we picked this one up from Publix near us. And I have seen them in like ABC Liquors and things like that. So if you're in, one of those stores in the Southeast, check it out. See if you can pick it up. John, you want to get into the good stuff, the ABV and stuff like that?
Yeah, so it's just a 5.5 ABV, which is moderate. Nice little beer there. 14 IBU, so like we said, really not so bitter, not really going to hurt you too much. Does really have a super mellow taste coming through with that like weedy flavor that you're picking up. And that little hint of orange slice, orange peel coming in at the end. Did pour a little dark and hazy, but did look really clear at the end after it settled. So I did enjoy this beer a lot. I don't want to be copying myself from yesterday, but I think I enjoyed this one just as much as I did yesterday.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I think this is going to be another 8.2 for me.
Oh goodness. I'm close to that 8 range. I'm going to be at a 7.8. Overall, a really good beer. If it's given to me, I'll definitely. It's above average, which is great. Mm-hmm. And I like those citrusy notes that it has in there. So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening today. Let's get them W's this week, week 3. I can't believe it's already week 3.
I know it's flying by. We've got 14 weeks after this?
After this, yeah.
Sad life.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, John, you want to let them know where they can talk to us?
Yeah, you guys can talk to us right here. Now, if you guys want your chance to win this Kenny Galladay jersey, make sure to check us out at the Fantasy Tap. There you can find all of your start-sit questions there on Sunday, where you can find us live as well on Instagram and Twitter. Might even be able to find us on YouTube this Sunday again. And if you guys want to send us an email for any beer recommendations that you want to send our way, any start-sit questions or anything like that, or just get into our DMs to tell us how much you enjoy the show, mm-hmm. or any recommendations you have for us, that's going to be thefantasytap@gmail.com. And really do appreciate you guys sitting down with us again. Hope you enjoyed listening to us, enjoyed that Thursday night game, and are super excited for an amazing Sunday. We will see you then.
Let's get them dubs this week, guys. We love you. Thank you.